What's good, yo? We back with another video, and today we're gonna be taking a look at the past couple years for SugarHill on a music level and on a real life level. They've taken many unfortunate losses as well as many wins, such as certain droppers passing away, others on the come up, and we're also gonna be taking a look at the new SugarHill, the new faces of SugarHill, and who's gonna be carrying SugarHill in the years to come. But without further ado, let's get into it. The only way to start this is with the rise of SugarHill through drill music on April 9th, 2020, when every borough outside of Brooklyn had little to no drill rappers. An unlikely drill rapper would drop his first song. 15-year-old Edot Baby from SugarHill would drop Ready for War, a song that is now close to 5 million views and is a staple in New York drill forever. He would be the only one out of the Bronx, Harlem, and Manhattan sections of New York City that would have any type of success at this time, except for Instagram comedian and part-time drill rapper Ron Suno. In this song and this artist, Edot Baby, would help put the Bronx and Harlem on the map music-wise, also with the help of D-Thing, B-Love, Shy K, and K-Flock as well. Can't forget those names. And because of this surge of drill music in 2020 from the Bronx or Harlem, it would set them up for a legendary run in 2021, but not without controversy. In early 2021, Edot Baby would be seen on live at a structure party. A little side note, when Edot dropped Ready for War in 2020, Busy Banks and Structure was showing him a lot of love, putting him on songs and in music videos, and they would gain the trust of Edot Baby. And with the trust of Edot Baby, Structure would ask Edot to pull up to a random party in early 2021. Edot would be seen on live at this party with an RBT member, Bloddie.
Why is it yo Ready for War Part 2 out now? I'm promoting. F is you talking about? I told you this, yo, bro, nah, what the? This shit got 300 views.
You lie, you don't. You start. I'm gonna manage you, bro. You rapping. That's
Yo. This shit. Why do this shit got 300 views?
Hey, yo, Daddy, you want to hold me up like that?
Alright, you know what, love? We out of here, man. Man.
SugarHill and RPT wouldn't be on the best terms at this time or at any time in the near future or in the recent past, and Structure would basically set Edot up with a RPT member at this party, but it will ultimately be Edot who would press that live button and go live and show off the RPT member and himself in the same spot together. Why Structure would do this, bringing two different blocks, two people from two different blocks that aren't on the best terms with each other. They would be cool with RPT and Edot at that time. In this party, they would ask Edot and Bloddie from RPT to put their differences aside for Structure. They both would comply. Like I said, RPT and SugarHill on the best terms. Two founders of Harlem/Bronx drill, Edot and D-Thing, who's from RPT, would both diss each other regularly in tracks, and many seen this situation, this structure party, as Edot seeing his ops in real life and not doing anything about it. Southside/DOA rapper K-Flock would be one of those people. DOA, SugarHill, and Cortland would all be cool at this time in 2021, but after there was no repercussions for Edot smoking with RPT, K-Flock would go on live and say this.
When Edot see me, word my mama, word my son, mom, every trip, word my dad, and whoever with him,
and for the rest of time, DOA was split from O to the O, OGs from Cortland, and OYOGz from SugarHill, and DOA's only relationship from either of those blocks would be B-Love's loyalty towards his childhood friends, K-Flock, Dougie B, and a couple others from DOA. And now, after O to the O is officially a thing, built on Shy K and Edot's friendship, more rappers would emerge from both Cortland and SugarHill, and other rising stars from SugarHill at this moment will obviously be Edot, being the forefront of SugarHill Keem, and Blockwork. SugarHill Keem will start taking music serious around the middle of 2021, but will be clowned for his unorthodox flow and wordplay, being labeled by most as the worst drill rapper they ever heard. That would soon change in 2022. He would completely flip the script and will be labeled by most as the second best drill rapper out of SugarHill in less than a year of rapping, and the numbers would show. Blockwork, on the other hand, wouldn't be so lucky. After being featured on one of SugarHill Keem's first songs titled Move Look and making everyone's ears bleed for 40 seconds, he would catch a disease I can only label as the Batman voice. A very deep voice, and for Blockwork sometimes high-pitched, would infect his music for months after dropping some of the most viewed tracks at that time. Not only was Blockwork's music infected, the second half of 2021, his character and name would be too. At the end of 2021, on a random day in November, Keem and Shy K, two rappers that are featured on Blockwork's most viewed songs at that time, would go live and claim Blockwork ratted, and even though they had no proof and still have no proof to this day, and Blockwork on many occasions even proving he never ratted, Blockwork would immediately be banished from SugarHill and would officially become a free agent. And that now takes us to the devastating day of December 16, 2021, where a 24-year-old SugarHill affiliate, Wasca, would be shot and killed in SugarHill territory. The person charged with his demise, DOA rapper K-Flock, the one who called out Edot for smoking with ops at that structured party earlier that year, would now be charged with the murder of Wasca, someone who was close with Edot. K-Flock has yet to go to trial for his murder, so for now, he's innocent until proven guilty. And now back to Blockwork. After being banished from SugarHill from the end of 2021 and early 2022, Blockwork wouldn't be around SugarHill or anybody except for his manager. His manager, who's once managed for Shy K, was now taking on new clients out of Brooklyn, the rap collective of 4-1. Blockwork and 4-1 would create a friendship through their manager, and once SugarHill and Shy K found out about who Blockwork was hanging out with now, they would go to diss 4-1 and Blockwork. One of the most infamous disses to 4-1 and Blockwork, a snippet by a 14-year-old boy from SugarHill that Blockwork once took under his wing, the rapper known as Notti Osamas.
4-1K, y'all jacking the snitches. Okay, y'all gonna get stitches.
For months in the spring of 2022 into the summer, 4-1 and Blockwork would go back and forth for core-linen tracks, but Blockwork made it a point to not diss SugarHill because he was still OY and still got love for people out there. And for the time being, 4-1 would listen to Blockwork and would not mention SugarHill. And during this time, Keem would be going up on his own and solidify himself as a household name in drill. But things would turn for the worst after Keem would go to the internet and show off what he used for protection, pause. And it wouldn't be long until the police swoop in and would arrest SugarHill Keem right then and there, where he would sit for the foreseeable future. But before going in, he would show the world his almost twin brother, OY Quan. Many seen this as a great opportunity with the loss of Keem for Quan to take over where his brother left off, but he wouldn't do no such thing. He would drop mid-tracks and be arrested only a month or two later, sadly. They would both be sentenced and wouldn't be able to come home anytime soon, and now with SugarHill's second best rapper locked up, SugarHill would be an afterthought now there was little to no good music dropping. And this is where the trio of SugarHill, Ddot, DD Osamas, and Notti Osamas would come in. Ddot would be the most known from the three at that time for his cameos in the SugarHill music videos and being so young and outside.
Hey yo, I'm 13, smoking on 13, I ain't nigga making it 14,
He would start dropping music in early 2022 and would drop some songs with the Osamas brothers. As for the Osamas brothers, their music wouldn't do anything significant until tragedy would strike on July 9th, 2022. 14-year-old Notti Osamas would tragically pass away on this day after being stabbed by 15-year-old K-Dot. K-Dot would actually run into SugarHill members a week or so prior in SugarHill, and K-Dot would be ran out of SugarHill at that time. But on July 9th in a train station, there would be nowhere to run. Notti Osamas and another would run up on K-Dot with anything they could get their hands on. Notti Osamas would choose a broom nearby, and the altercation would ensue, leaving Notti Osamas stabbed in his stomach and K-Dot stabbed and left on the train tracks for dead. Notti Osamas would pass away at 14 years old, and K-Dot would survive and tell the police about the previous incident with SugarHill weeks prior, and police would move K-Dot out of New York in fear of his safety, and months later, his charges from this murder would be dropped. But with the death of Notti Osamas, this would jumpstart DD Osamas and Ddot's career. TikTok and its very young audience would hear about this situation and would gravitate towards DD and Ddot, and some would now even label DD Osamas as this generation's Justin Bieber. DD and Ddot's numbers would almost look fake to the views they were pulling only months ago, and both would now be the face of SugarHill views-wise. And for months, these two rising stars at SugarHill would do shows with the originator of drill music in SugarHill, Edot Baby, as well as put up crazy numbers on YouTube, and would both eventually sign to labels that would make the most sense at that time. The death of Notti Osamas would hit Blockwork hard. He would actively pay his respects to Notti Osamas online, many clowning him on how he can say RIP to somebody who was dissing him in songs, and would probably smoke on him if he was to pass. But Blockwork wouldn't let that get to him. He was the one who took Notti under his wing and gave him a feature back in the day, and he felt like Notti and most of SugarHill still had love for him, but the relationship was just too severed. And after 4-1 heard about the death of Notti Notti Osama and hearing a snippet where Notti claims he's 401k, they would cook up a song themselves dissing Notti Osama and how he passed away. This snippet / song would surface and Blockwork would immediately cut ties with 4-1, and in the next couple of months distance himself from his manager, the same manager that introduced him to 4-1. 4-1 would continue to promote this song and would drop the song on October 8th, 2022. DD Osama would try to compete by dropping his own song on the same day, but it wouldn't be able to compete with the Backyardians sampled track, and in a matter of 3 days, 4-1's diss on Notti Osama would hit 1 million views and it would be #1 trending on YouTube. But with it hitting #1, YouTube would remove the song, most likely for the Backyardian sample, but not without 4-1 making history in the process, being one of the only drill songs, one of the only newer drill songs to hit #1 on trending. And with everyone doing the Notti Bop, a dance move to mock Notti Osama's death, it was only a matter of time before someone would be caught doing that in front of someone from SugarHill. SugarHill SB was close to Notti Osama and on his way to school less than a week after the Notti Bop song was released. A 15-year-old boy would be stabbed after being seen by SugarHill SB Notti Bopping. So after this viral hit by 4-1 and SugarHill would basically go their separate ways for the most part, aside from a little jabs on songs and disses from songs here and there. But the trio of 4-1, Ddot, and Edot would all hit mainstream success in the next couple of months, but Ddot and Edot couldn't enjoy it for long without another tragedy. In the late hours of November 3rd, 2022, news would break of Edot Baby taking his own life in his own apartment with his girlfriend present. Many other stories have come out, for example, Edot's sister blaming Edot's girlfriend for setting him up, and without getting into many details, many friends and family claim this to be a possible outcome, but the police have labeled this a suicide nonetheless, so we may never know what actually happened to Edot on that night. And after the news broke, many were asking where his friends and fellow rappers from SugarHill were that night. They were simply at a show headlined by DD Osama and Ddot and other SugarHill rappers, and close friends of Edot, D Play for Keeps, Wasca, DudeyLo, and many others would also be in attendance for that show. D Play for Keeps even getting the news while on stage at that show. And basically everyone with a name from SugarHill that was rapping got invited, except for the one who started it all, Edot. And D Play for Keeps' own words, he said Edot felt like people was moving funny, and that would be something Edot's sister would touch on after his death, saying Edot felt like Roscoe and them were gonna backdoor him, and there would be a division in SugarHill around this time, which caused Edot not to get invited to that show on November 3rd. Many would feel guilty for how the Edot situation played out, but there would be nothing to do other than grieve and put their pain and feelings into their music to help cope. One of those rappers that was close to Edot would do just that, Blockwork. Blockwork would drop 2 tracks dedicated to Edot titled Dying to Live, and his raw emotions and him explaining how he feels would resonate with fans and would be 2 of Blockwork's most viewed singles out. But many would call out the contradiction in one bar that Blockwork would say it so much prior in a release song dissing Edot.
Yeah, baby, I'ma flame him.
But no matter how you feel about Blockwork, you can tell he's hurt and going through a lot, and I'm glad he can use music as an outlet for that and a job at the same time. Many others would drop tributes to Edot, infamously LLKD, Long Live King Ddot, featuring Shy K from Cortland, DudeyLo, and 4-1 Hemi. It would rack in millions of views, but in a matter of months, it would go viral for one of the lines in the song.
OUSMANE, we locked in for life.
OUSMANE, we locked in for life is almost a meme now because of where both OGs and OY stand now. At the top of 2023, with many events unfolding, many lives occurring, the breakup of OYOGz would happen in a matter of hours from the breakup. One side is hopping on TikTok to mock someone on the other side that passed away, and one side ran to the studio to diss the other side's deads.
We heard they were smoking our dead.
Like, come here, gotta do it like this. I ain't wanna do it, but they got me fed. Like, did he go once in his neck? Like, no, got beat in his chest. Talk OG, we smoking they dead. Like, why would they mention my dead? Like, I don't keep one in the head. Walk down no V trying to catch some right. No, you can't take it back cause he said what you said.
That was SugarHill's DudeyLo that you just heard, and that song EBK, a direct diss towards the OGs, would be his breakout single, his first track by himself that would set him apart from the rest in SugarHill. See, DudeyLo has always been around Edot, Keem, D Play for Keeps, the rappers of SugarHill, but wouldn't make his own debut until the loss of Notti Osama in the summer of 2022. He would be on big tracks and be given big features from DD Osama and Ddot and would amass millions of views, but wouldn't really set himself apart from the rest until that EBK song. Why? Because he was infected by the same disease many others fell off from, the Batman voice. his music will be plagued for all of 2022, but in 2023, he would beat this virus and drop hit after hit, and in my opinion is now carrying SugarHill quality of music wise. And now that DudeyLo is considered the face of SugarHill, he's now giving features to almost every possible SugarHill rapper to help them win and help that drill rapper get more recognition. But one SugarHill rapper that didn't need that DudeyLo feature and came out of nowhere to help SugarHill in a time of need is Bloodie. To many, known as SugarHill Boss or just Boss, would come out of nowhere in early 2023 with a refreshing sound to drill, but many would recognize his face from being in some of the most legendary Bronx and Harlem drill songs to date. Edot's first song, Ready for War, Shot Down, Op Spotter, Tree Sheet, and many more. And with Bloodie, formerly known as Boss, not missing a single video shoot, many wouldn't know at that time, but he would be destined for greatness. Bloodie would cite the loss of Edot as the reason he started rapping, and immediately on his debut song, his voice would be heard, and the same beat that helped RPT's and Ddot Spin a Lot get signed would help Bloodie get him in the door for rapping. For months, he would continue to build his catalog, and DudeyLo would help as well, letting Bloodie put his first official music video on his channel since Dudey already had a pretty good following, and for months after posting his first song, many would label Bloodie and Dudey as the best drill rappers coming out of SugarHill, and would only be fitting they dropped some tracks together, so that's what they did. But before SugarHill can sit back and look at this talented lineup that they managed to put together with all the losses from the last year, another loss would occur, not with a drill rapper, but with somebody very close to many from SugarHill. SugarHill Mel is a well-respected member from SugarHill who tragically took his life on June 14th, 2023. He was 19 years old. Many rumors would circulate about his death, many assuming he was depressed and going through a lot and feeling alone, as it's not normal for a 19-year-old to take his own life at such a young age. But one theory from a credible source says there could be a different reason. When Mel passed away, many would say Rip John Wick, basically nicknaming Mel John Wick. If you're not familiar with John Wick, he's an assassin that kills, and that credible source from earlier also claims Mel, aka John Wick, was a shooter on a drill that killed TuWu member Matt Sav, the same drill PJ Glizzy is locked up for currently, but PJ is labeled the driver on that drill. So many theories are stating that SugarHill Mel might have felt guilty about the death of Matt Sav, and the other one is that Mel might have felt like the feds was closing in on him and was going to name him in the murder of Matt Sav. So with those theories, Mel might have felt like it was better to end his own life than to live out his own. Take that with a grain of salt because that has yet to be anywhere close to proven to be a fact. So all in all, SugarHill has taken many losses and many wins over the last couple of years, but on a music tip, they're at the forefront of New York drill, and I feel like are only going to get better because of how many drill rappers they got that's coming out of SugarHill. You got the new faces of SugarHill, Osamas and Ddot pulling in the numbers, and Bloodie and DudeyLo bringing in that quality music, and hopefully they can continue to hold it down for Keem until he can come home, and hopefully SugarHill can continue to move forward, even if that means the one who started it all for SugarHill isn't there with them. Rest in peace to everyone that was mentioned. I'll see you on the next one. Be safe, stay dangerous. Good.